Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In response to my colleague, I would just say then maybe we should have that discussion about those other countries. But my wife comes from Moldova, a former satellite Soviet state that has been corrupted by Russian influence for years since the collapse of the Soviet Union. This body took action, recently applying sanctions on individuals for financial corruption and other associated crimes. Because we, as the leader of the free world, have an obligation to root out corruption and to take on bad actors. This body and my colleague who puts this bill forward put a resolution on the floor condemning socialism and the horrors of it. 86 Democrats voted against that. 14 of them couldn't find their way to the House floor to vote. 100 people on the other side of the aisle couldn't be bothered to condemn socialism. There are bad actors in the world. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and yes, Cuba. The Castro regime and the Cuban government have been oppressing the Cuban people for generations. They have engaged in ill-advised conduct and been party, going back to the beginnings of the Cold War, to acts of aggression against the United States. They continue to cooperate with bad actors and terrorist regimes throughout the world. And this bill is simply saying that the president should not remove them from the list until such time that the Cuban government has become more democratic. We are a democracy, a democratic republic. We should act like it. We should embrace it. And we should not continue to allow bad actors to get away with whatever they want. This administration has been pathetically weak when it comes to taking on bad actors. China can fly a spy balloon across the entire continental United States without any repercussion. Russia can shoot down one of our drones without any repercussion. And my colleagues on the other side of the aisle twist themselves into knots trying to explain away socialism, communism, dictatorships, and it's embarrassingly pathetic. So I encourage all of my colleagues to support this bill and continue to hold Cuba accountable for their bad acts until such time as they can finally see the light and treat their own residents, their own citizens, with the dignity and the decency that they deserve. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Any further discussion?